We might think that Area 51 was a cheap ladies' clothes shop or a tacky provincial nightclub. We do all know better, though. We all know that Area 51 is a top-secret and highly classified U.S. Air Force facility. What we don't all know, however, is what goes on inside the place. And why would we? The U.S. Air Force tends to take concepts such as top secret and highly classified quite seriously. The Nevada facility is famous for its secrecy, and the fact that some folks believe it's where the American government keeps some of their shady alien stuff. What really goes on there, though? Welcome to another episode of Top 10. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 Area 51 mysteries. Sit tight and enjoy the show. Number 10, Conspiracy Central. No one knows exactly why it's called Area 51, but one theory suggests it came from its proximity to the Nevada nuclear test sites. The Nevada test site was divided into number-designated areas by the Atomic Energy Commission. The location was already familiar territory for the military, as it had served as a World War II aerial gunnery range. In the summer of 1955, sightings of unidentified flying objects were reported around Area 51. The U.S. military claimed the unidentified crashing object was just a weather balloon. Conspiracy theorists insisted that it was an alien spacecraft, which was then taken from the Roswell Ranch property to Area 51 for reverse engineering. And perhaps there was a large-eyed alien gray inside. In September 1994, the Air Force released a report with a fuller story. The wreckage was indeed a balloon, but not an ordinary weather balloon. Instead, it was an atomic monitoring balloon meant to detect far-off nuclear testing blasts. Number 9, Air Force affiliation. Another baffling fact about Area 51 concerns the Nevada Test and Training Range, which happens to be affiliated with the NAFB, the Nellis Air Force Base. In fact, NTTR is widely known as the biggest combined air and ground space used for quiet military operations. Well, this probably means that the U.S. military force runs all sorts of operations here. This place covers a total of 2.9 million acres, or 1.2 million hectares, and 5,000 square miles, 12,950 square kilometers of restricted airspace. Number 8, no visitors are allowed within the perimeter. Area 51 is on the map, but good luck actually getting there. It is a restricted area with armed guards patrolling the fences around the perimeter. Also, the guards there are widely known as the Camo Dudes, since that's the uniform they wear when patrolling the fences and within the parameters. However, the guards may be the ones who are the most affected by the military silence surrounding the site. Guards have sought compensation for breathing problems they say they've experienced since being exposed to toxic chemicals from the burning of the coatings meant to shield the aircraft from radar. This level of secrecy isn't really that odd at all. Well, sadly for all those curious minds out there, Area 51 is absolutely off-limits to the public. Number 7, Paradise in Desert. During Area 51's heyday as a testing site for the U-2 and other secretive military tech, engineer Kelly Johnson came up with a deft bit of rebranding to convince government workers and their families to pick up and move to the middle of the desert, according to Time magazine. Later on, Kelly even dubbed the place Paradise Ranch in the Desert, and it's an actual paradise, unless you hate particularly hot summer days that usually hit over 38 degrees Celsius or over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 6, the moon landing took place in Area 51. As if those UFO stories weren't enough, many conspiracy theorists still believe that Area 51, this spooky U.S. research center, was where the actual moon landing was staged. One of the most intriguing Area 51 facts is the conspiracy theory about the moon landing in 1969. Some theories believed that the landing was only staged and the NASA officials did a fake landing in the Area 51 base and not on the moon. Bill Kaysing, who shared in his 1974 book, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 Billion Swindle, that NASA astronauts have never really stepped on the moon, let alone explored it and accomplished all of those missions there whatsoever. Also, according to Bill Kaysing, these astronauts rarely made it to space, meaning that the actual moon landing could have happened at this infamous site known as Area 51. Number 5. What's it really for? The Nevada Test Training Range is used to train aircraft crews in combat scenarios and for live munitions training, according to the Air Force, as well as operational testing. In the past, the site has been used to test and develop new helicopters, airplanes, unmanned drones, and other top-secret military technologies. One of these was the famous U-2 spy plane, an ultra-high-altitude aircraft used for reconnaissance. This plane's very first flight took place at Area 51, officially known as Groom Lake, in August of 1955. Number 4. Weather control. There has long been talk of world powers trying their utmost to gain control over the weather. The ability to manipulate the weather is useful for boring things like irrigation and the like, but it's far more appealing as a weapon. Meteorologists at Area 51 are thought to have experimented with cloud seeding, where chemicals are dropped into clouds from planes to try to make them produce rain. A separate section is said to have tried producing hurricanes and storms that could be directed at enemy countries. And that's not all. Between 1962 and 1983, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration ran Project Storm Fury, where boffins attempted to use something called cloud seeding in order to try and slow hurricane winds. Number 3. Black helicopters. Quite a few conspiracy theories involving the U.S. government or the militaristic deep state pulling the strings mention black helicopters. When supposed top-secret and highly illegal black ops are carried out, a fleet of dark whirlybirds are used. Are they perhaps parked up in hangars in Area 51? In conspiracy theorist lore, Area 51 is the manufacturing site of the government's infamous black helicopters, which supposedly are used to conduct sinister missions, such as spraying clouds of toxic chemicals over suburban neighborhoods. It turns out, surprisingly, that there may be at least a tiny bit of truth at the bottom of this theory. As the Las Vegas Review-Journal reported in 2011, the radar-evading stealth technology used by the MH-60 Black Hawk helicopters in the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound actually was developed in the early 1990s at Area 51. Number 2. More mystery. In 2016, Google Earth images revealed a mysterious mile-long landing strip in Area 6 of the Yucca Flat testing site, about 12 miles or 19 kilometers northeast of Area 51. A handful of hangars cluster at one end of the runway. Nothing is known about what exactly is being tested at the airstrip, but the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security both use the site. Security experts told Live Science that the site might be used to test reconnaissance drones and their sensors. Number 1. Secrecy yields conspiracy. Many of the conspiracy theories that surround Area 51 are the result of the government's need to keep the base secret. The alleged UFO may have been just a nuclear reconnaissance balloon, but the Air Force didn't want the public to know much about their spy capabilities either. Many of the alleged UFO sightings around the base were known by Air Force officials to be U-2 test flights, which flummoxed hobby and commercial pilots because they flew so high above regular air traffic, according to declassified CIA history. Air Force officials obfuscated what was going on with statements about, quote, natural phenomena and, quote, high-altitude weather research. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you won't miss any of our top 10 videos. See you in the next episode. And if you need more ideas, please watch some top 10 videos on YouTube, just so you know if you're missing something.